welcome to Monner's Market, and welcome to my Christmas in July video, which also happens to be my Try It Tuesday video. Try It Tuesday, as you know, is always hosted by Sammy over at Unicorn Dust Design. Sammy is a very good friend of mine, and I'm always honored when I can do this collaboration. So let's get right into it.
Into my very first DIY. I am so stinking proud of this DIY. I am recreating something that Melissa over at All Things Crafty made. Look at hers. Can you, oh my God. I mean, really, how can you even compete with something that stinking beautiful? But I thought I'd give it a try. So I grabbed me a bunch of those little crates from the Dollar Tree. And when I say little, I do mean little. They have probably shrunk those down by a good 25%. I have one of the older crates, and they are big enough that you can take one of these crates and literally slide it down in it upside down and make like a little box. That's how much smaller they are. But they still do the job, and I got to give it to them. They did make some smaller little jars with lids. So these little jars fit perfectly, 2 of them in one crate. So you'll see in just a few minutes what I'm talking about. Now, what I did is I took 3 rows of 2 and made my bottom set. Now, what I'm showing you there is my glue had gotten stopped up. And what happens is that little tip right there that I show you, that glue, when it sets in there, it gets dry. So all you got to do, pop the lid off, clean out that old hard glue. I gave mine a good rinse, and then it's good as new, and it comes right out again like you see right there. But anyway, my bottom row was 2 rows of 3, and then I made my second row 2 rows of 2, and then the top row obviously was 1 row of 2 to make it look like a stair step, just like Melissa did. I glued them all together, and I'm going in with some antique wax, which brings out the wood and this raw wood so beautifully, just like any stain. And I've got a ton of stain outside, but I'm addicted to this antique wax. I love using it. It's my favorite. It's quick. It's easy. It's a light little jar. It's not a big heavy can, and it's just convenient, and it works so good. I gave the whole entire thing a really good coat of that antique wax. Then I went in with some white Waverly chalk paint, and I just sort of dry brushed it all over. I wouldn't say heavy, but I wouldn't say light. Sort of a medium or moderate dry brushing is what I did. And it looks kind of sloppy right now when you see I'm doing it, but when you see the way it all comes together, it's so farmhouse, so beautiful, and so rustic. And just, oh my goodness, like, Melissa is a genius with these crates. I could literally recreate everything she's done. This is only the second thing I've ever recreated, but I'm definitely doing more. Now, these are the little boxes that are a little bit bigger. And what I'm doing is I'm taking 2 of them and I'm painting them with the antique wax. Then I'm going to stagger them, flip them upside down, and stagger them on top, excuse me, of each other. And when I push the top one back a little bit, that's going to give me that same stair step effect. And I'm taking 3 Jenga blocks, regular Jenga blocks, stacking them up, and it was the perfect size to meet the bottom of that back of that box right there and make it flush going across to sit perfectly. I did 2 of those, one for each side of the of the hot cocoa bar. Once I finished them, I went in with these beautiful little labels. Now, I'm just showing you there. You can get that little set from the Dollar Tree, and it works perfect to put these little labels on. Now, I had this real ornamental one, and then I had the regular old file labels that all of this will be linked below. It's in my Amazon store. And I said, you know what? Those are just too pretty. I'm going with them. So I went with them, and I did screw them on, but beforehand I took a little tiny dot of glue and glued it on so it would stay still while I was trying to screw it on. And I just thought it turned out beautiful. Now, this is the fun part. Look at that candy, y'all. And every bit of it, except for 3 things, came from the Dollar Tree. My Heath crumbles, my mint chocolate chip crumbles, and my chocolate chips came from Walmart. But that was because I happened to be in Walmart that night, and I grabbed them, and I thought, after I grabbed them 3, I thought, what am I doing? I can go to the Dollar Tree and buy this junk for $1.25. So that's exactly what I did. Now, it did take 2 of these sprinkles from the Dollar Tree, but you're still talking about $2.50 to fill up this little jar. And I just went through, and I know it's going fast, but you don't need to see what kind of candy I put in there. Just random bits and pieces of candies. Filled those little jars up. There was 12 of them, plus a couple of the bigger jars that I'm going to set off to the side on those other little things that I made. Filled those jars up, popped them down in my little thing, and look yonder, y'all. You can't tell me that ain't just the cutest thing ever. Isn't it beautiful? Look how pretty those labels holders are. My goodness. And look at that. The mint chips, the sprinkles, the cookies. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I'm getting hungry just looking at it. And that's supposed to be stuff to put down in your hot chocolate. Look at yonder. Yes, please. I just thought it was adorable. So there will be a link to this video, Melissa's video, down in the description box. Now, this is not necessarily a repeat of somebody, but I wanted to throw this in there because I did make it to go as part of my hot chocolate bar. Now, this big old transfer right here, it will also be linked below in my Chalk Couture store. It is absolutely beautiful, and it's got everything you need for a hot cocoa bar. It's actually got 2 different signs that you'll see me do that says hot chocolate and hot cocoa. This bigger one right here, I didn't want to do like all the scrolls and stuff, so I just did warm up with some hot chocolate, and I was going to stop there, and then I noticed that the bottom of my pitcher was still a little bit bare, so I did go back after I went in with my gold and did those little snowflakes and that little cup and stuff at the top. I've done those in that real pretty shimmer gold. And then I did go back in with that white and did the served here. And you'll see that in just a second here. But I want you to look how quick and easy this is. And when I peel this thing off, y'all, I love it. I know you probably get so sick of me hearing me say it, but I love peeling that thing back and seeing the most perfect design. And it literally takes 5 minutes to do it. Look how pretty that is. Then I went outside and I took me a little 1x1 that I got from the Home Depot for $2.12. And I have plenty left over. There was enough in that stick to do 2 pitchers. Now you see this big old chunky mess? Look, my little ladybug vacuum is the bomb. She will also be linked down in my Amazon store cart, because did you see what she just picked up? I mean, she crumbled that sawdust up like it wasn't nothing. Then I took that same antique wax and I did my frame and I hot glued it to my pitcher. But now what I'm using here is wood glue, hot glue sticks. So it's a lot more sturdy than just a regular old glue stick. And look how beautiful that is. Now that chalkboard piece right there, you get from Home Depot for $6 and some change, and it will make 8 of those signs, and that's a decent, good size sign. Now let's get into number 3, my DIY number 3. Look how cute these are. Is that not the cutest little reindeer you've ever seen? Sammy over at Unicorn Dust Designs did these, and that's hers, and I think they are just so stinking cute, and I wanted to do a set of them. So you just take a 2x4 that you get from Home Depot. It was $5, and it made 4 sets of 3, because what I did is I had them cut in 12, 10, and 8 inches, and I think it gave me 3 whole sets and then 2 random pieces. So the 2 random pieces that you're seeing are what was left over out of the other stuff that I had. Same antique wax that I'm putting on all over. I'm just painting it on there. And my paintbrush is really wet before I stick it down in that antique wax too. Now, hey, I got these from the Dollar Tree, y'all. I have a whole box that I bought from Arteza, but I got these and it came 3 to a pack at the Dollar Tree. I have never, ever, ever seen them at the Dollar Tree before, but right now, run, go get you some. They have them, and it's only $1.25 for 3 of them. Now I'm taking my little marker from the Dollar Tree, and I'm putting the little diddlies on there that Sammy did on hers. You're going to place that towards the bottom of your 2x4, and then take some white paint and just draw you some little eyes. So easy, so simple. Hey, I can't even draw a stick man. So if I can do this, you can do this. Trust me. Just draw your little sort of ovaled out circle. And then once you get that done, take you some black paint and go in and make like an upside down U or whatever you want to call it with black, and give him some little pupils. And it's like he just opens his eyes and looks at you right here. Look yonder. Isn't that precious? Once you get their little eyes done, and you can get crazy with them eyes. You can give them eyelashes or, all kind of stuff. I was just going with the simple little look, very similar to what Sammy did, because I thought they were just adorable, and it was good enough for me. But once I got to doing it, I thought, you know what, that'd be cute. My little girl, the smaller one, you'll see why I'm calling her a girl. I thought I should give her some eyelashes, and I forgot to go back and do it. But now I went outside and picked these twigs up in my yard and broke them down until I made me some little antlers. And then I took me a couple of little tumbling tower blocks from the Dollar Tree, and I put them on the back of it so I could stand them straight up, and it worked perfect. Now I'm taking my other couple of little twigs, and I'm trying to find a couple that are fairly close in the design and put them on there. Now, I forgot to film what I did to my smaller one, but I have been to 5 different stores looking for raffia. Y'all, I can't find no raffia. If you know where some's at in the Jacksonville, Florida area, please let me know, because I can't find them nowhere. I bought this stuff here, and look at the mess. Just pulling it out of that bag, Lord have mercy, I was so frustrated, so aggravated, and you barely touch it and it crumbles apart. So it was really hard to get enough to do the little hair for my little guy here. But I finally did it, and I just took some twine, because if I tried to wrap that raffia around it, it was breaking and crumbling. So I just took me a little piece of twine, wrapped it around the middle, trimmed off the edges a little bit, and glued it to the top. And what I forgot to film was I made me 2 little bows, look yonder, and then I tied them off in the middle with a little piece of twine. And that is it. It cannot be any easier. And these things are adorable. And I can promise you, if I walked into a little store and saw these for sale in a little craft store, I'd give a good $15, $20 for them. And I got not even $2 in it. So now let's get into my very last DIY. This is my hot cocoa sign. And this is, look at that. How can I compete with her, y'all? You just can't do it, so don't even try. But I did want to use that hot cocoa transfer that was part of that big transfer that I used in my second DIY for that hot cocoa set. And I just took a little blank from the Dollar Tree. I taped it off and got it ready to paint. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the very middle with white Waverly chalk paint. And then I'm going to paint the top and the bottom with that same antique wax, making it all cohesive so that my whole little vignette matches and everything goes together good. Now, if you don't know anything about chalk couture, when you're using your transfers, you have to fuzz them with that, like that little towel right there. Now, you don't have to spend the money on their fuzzing cloths. You can use a towel. You can use your jeans that you're wearing. You can use anything and fuzz it with. I highly recommend the cloth because it works amazing, and it's very, very reasonable. it's less than $10, and you keep it forever. So I'm going in now. Oh, what I was saying, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. You got to fuzz that thing 5 or 6 times, or it's going to stick to your surface so hard that when you peel it up, that green stuff that is going to stay stuck to your surface, and it's going to ruin everything. It's going to ruin your transfer. It's going to ruin your surface, and it's going to ruin your day. Trust me. So now I'm just taking that tape off, and I'm moving it upward to where I can go in with the brown paint, with the antique wax. I didn't need to go get a new thing of tape. I just used the same tape that I used when I painted the middle there, and taped it off. Then I put, like I said, I put the antique wax on. Once you take that baby wipe and you wipe it down, and it brings out that wood so beautifully. Then I just tore that off. Now you want to take some surface wax on something like raw wood, because when you put it down, no matter how many times you have fuzzed it and pull it up, it's going to pull off your tape. So I put me a little bit of surface wax down, and then I did my little sign, and it says hot cocoa, delicious, old-fashioned, served here. And you see I'm using my black, and I'm using my beautiful, this stuff is so pretty, it's a shimmer gold, and it's just gorgeous. And then down there on the stripes on the bottom, I did that in red. And I did that to match the beads that I'm going to be using for my little hanger for it. And now look, watch this when I go to take this thing off. I just love the reveal every time. Watch. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I got a little bit too much wax on that top left of that H. That's why it looked like that. And I had a little bit of bleed through because I was in a hurry. That is definitely user error. That is not Chalk Couture's fault. Now, if you see on the bottom right there, I had took me some little half beads and thought I was going to go across it with the half beads, but I really didn't like it. And I needed this ribbon on here to bring in the beads that I'm going to be using. And you'll see in just a second. But I just took a piece of ribbon and put it across the bottom, then across the top right there of the sign. That's just some Mod Podge and some hot glue that I'm using to hold it down. And now these beads will also be linked below in my Amazon store. I got those from Amazon. They were super inexpensive. I want to say maybe $10. I give or take $1 or $2. But it'll, the link will be down in the description box. Look at them. They are so pretty. And now I'm just going to string on every other one, every other one, every other one until I get it done. And then it was cute like that. But I thought, it needs a little bit of something else. So I decided to make me a couple of tassels to hang from each side of the hanger that I made. So I just took a little bit of twine, and then I added another little bit of that red and black buffalo check ribbon and made a little tassel and hung it one on each side. Of the sign. Once I made my little tassel and I got them hung up on the sign, I did take a little piece of tape and tape the bottom of it down because they were a little wild, and I left them taped up overnight. And when I took the tape off, they weren't quite as wild. But look how stinking cute that sign turned out. Is that not just adorable? There's my little tassels. So easy to make. If you would like for me to slow down and show you how to make a tassel, I will be happy to do that, but most people already know how to make a tassel. They're real easy. Now let me show you my final reveal. Look at this all together in one little area. Is that just not beautiful? Now I don't have the fancy background that Melissa has. But you know what? I'm not in competition with Melissa. Melissa's not in competition with me. I love her kitchen. She has every farmhouse girl's dream kitchen. And my eyes turn a little green over her kitchen because it's just beautiful. She knows I love her. She knows I'm teasing. But this is mine. And I love the way it turned out. And look at those little reindeer. I just love them. I love the fact that I did the little bows on my little girl here because it brings all of this stuff together for my vignette. So definitely leave me a comment down below and let me know which one of these were your favorite. And also, if for some reason you're new to Monter's Market, you've never been here before, and you're here from the playlist, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Brenda, but my precious grandbabies call me Monter. So, thank you for coming. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please hit that red subscribe button and join my family if you like what you've seen today. If you didn't, just give me a little thumbs up. Either way, give me a thumbs up. Definitely leave me a comment and I'll be happy to comment you back. I love to get to know you, especially somebody that's new. My people that are with me all the time know that I love to converse with them, especially in my lives. Now, I don't mean a live where I'm live. I just mean like in my premieres where I'm talking to you live on my premiere. Love, love, love doing that. So you're always welcome to come join us in the chat. So I'm going to hush for now so you can get to the rest of the playlist and see what everybody else has made. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Be blessed. Bye now.